On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, I have 5 news stories for you today. First one is there is a new price analysis tool that I've found called Solume. So this tracks social media mentions of various cryptocurrencies and looks at the sentiment in the mentions, right? And then it compares them to the price to see if there's any correlation. So the website address is solume.io. So it's the word volume with an S instead of a V. So I guess that's like social volume, right? Solume.io. Now I'll put up a screenshot of this for those of you that are watching the YouTube version or the DTube version of this episode. But there's columns such as social volume and sentiment, it's called, over the last 24 hours. And sometimes it has this little face icon, depending on whether the chatter is positive or negative. And then there's like a social volume change in the last 24 hours, etc. And Digibyte stands out in this table because it has a smiley face next to it, much like many of the other coins, except the smiley face next to Digibyte has a big smile on its face versus just a regular, normal smiley, right? So that's just one thing that I noticed. That could be because Digibyte's doing quite well today, and last time I checked, Digibyte was up 13% on the day, so perhaps that's why big smiley instead of just normal smiley. So check that out at solume.io. Moving on, excellent news. Binance has finally made an official announcement that they will register your EOS tokens for you if you store them on the Binance exchange when the EOS network goes live. So there was some speculation about this. A user of Binance tweeted at me a number of weeks ago and showed me a screenshot of a support ticket from Binance supposedly saying, yes, we'll register your tokens for you. However, that was like, don't know if that's legit. Anyway, now I have a link directly to Binance's knowledge base on their site, and it says Binance will support EOS mainnet token swap. So this was 6 hours ago. Dear Binanceans, I think that says, Binance would like to confirm that we will support the EOS mainnet token swap. We will handle all technical requirements involved for all users holding EOS. Thanks for your support, Binance team. Pretty sweet, short and sweet. What else could they say? So basically, if you have your EOS tokens stored on Binance at the beginning of June, when we hope the network will go live, they'll take care of the technical requirements of converting your Ethereum-based EOS tokens into the real EOS tokens on the live EOS network. Now, this is now a real solution for US citizens who are not allowed to participate in the ICO. In fact, while I'm in the US here at Las Vegas, if I don't use my VPN and I try and access the EOS website, it says, sorry, United States IP address detected, go away. So I have to then tunnel to the UK and then it's fine. So I was a little concerned about this whole US citizens not being allowed to participate in the token sale, but could buy them on the exchange malarkey, because I was anticipating a possible big sell-off of EOS tokens by US citizens just prior to the launch of the live network, because they would be concerned that they wouldn't be able to convert their Ethereum-based EOS tokens into the real ones and therefore would lose all their money. So their last choice, their last chance was to sell their EOS tokens on the market prior to the network going live and then buy the real tokens back when the network goes live, right? So that no longer has to happen, because any US citizen that wants to buy EOS tokens can now do so on Binance and then leave them on there until the network goes live. Binance will take care of the rest. So there's, there is a risk, however, that when you leave money on an exchange, there's not much choice in this matter, but remember that tokens are at a higher risk when you store them on exchanges versus in your own wallet. Like I say, not much you can do about it, but I'm just making you aware of the risks and then you can make an informed decision. Now, speaking of EOS, that show called Last Week Tonight with John Oliver did a segment on cryptocurrency and they took a shot at EOS. So I'll put the link to this YouTube video below. Let me just make sure it doesn't play on my computer here. But they don't just talk about EOS, they talk about crypto in general, but I was going to do a critical analysis of their coverage. They uploaded this clip yesterday. I was going to do a critical analysis on it. However, John Oliver's job is to find things to make a mockery of, right? For the sake of entertainment. So that is his job. It's not to inform you. It's not to help you. It's not to help his audience. It's just to entertain them, right? Now, he focuses on Brock Pierce, and he suggests people Google Brock Pierce scandal. Now, I've read the material he's referring to, and it's not great. However, my question has always been with this, and this is a genuinely open question. If that's true, and if it were so bad, why would respectable people like Brendan Bloomer, who is the CEO of Block One, and Dan Larimer, who is the Chief Technical Officer of Block One, and people like Thomas Cox, why would they be willing to work with Brock Pierce? Is my question. An honest question. And also, how would Block One have managed to become fully funded to develop EOS even before the token sale if Brock Pierce was this bad guy? Right? This is a genuine question. All those investors, they just want to stay clear of him, wouldn't they? A genuine question. I'm open to everyone's input in the comments below, so let me know. Have a look at the clip from John Oliver and then let me know what you think. Actually, I'm tunneled to the UK right now, and the YouTube video isn't playing because it says the uploader has not made this video available in your country. So while I'm in the US, tunneling to the UK, I'd have to turn my VPN off in order to get that video to work. So that's a bit of a minefield. Next story. The next MtGox creditors meeting is coming around the 18th of September 2018. So I did a story on this recently about could we have finally found the secret to the recent Bitcoin price drops and why it's struggling to recover? And the answer was that this attorney, Mr. Kobayashi, has been selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin or tens of thousands of Bitcoin to turn them into Japanese yen and administer the assets of MtGox with the collapsed exchange. So the very fact that this next meeting isn't supposed to be until the 18th of September, does that mean that Mr. Kobayashi is not going to dump any more Bitcoin until then? I don't think that's true, right? This suggestion that that's what will happen came to me when someone mentioned me in a conversation on Twitter. And I'll put the link to the conversation in the comments below, or in the show notes rather. So someone tweets at me saying, you know, next creditors meeting not until the 26th of September. Until then, no BTC will be sold off without permission of the court. And I'm like, really? I think you're getting a little bit confused there. What these guys seem to be confusing, as far as I'm concerned, is that the creditors meeting, which these reports that I used were coming out of, are different to Mr. Kobayashi's communication with the courts to get permission to sell the crypto. So I put a link to the actual court report from the 7th of March in my previous video, and I'll put another link to it today if you've never seen this. But bearing in mind that the most recent report was dated the 7th of March, and that came out of the last creditors meeting, it was only in that report that we found out that he'd been given permission by the court to sell these 35,000 Bitcoin and 34,000 Bitcoin Cash, right? Now, I don't currently know where to look to get the reports of Mr. Kobayashi's interactions with the courts, right? I know where to go to get the creditors meeting reports, but how do I know if Mr. Kobayashi has spoken to the court, asked for permission to sell some more coins and been granted them? Don't know where to get that info, quite frankly. If I did, that would allow us to keep track of any sign that he did put in a request to get permission to sell another batch of coins. So if anyone has a link to such a resource, then please let me know in the comments below. I'll talk about it on the show and I'll disseminate it to the community. So we want to make sure that anything that can be known that could drop the price, we would like to know about it, right? Any unknown unknowns we can't possibly, account for, but at least if something can be known, we would like to know. So there we go. And final story for today, Telegram token sale update from Bank to the Future. So from the Bank to the Future blog, do you know what I think? To me, this looks like Bank to the Future managed to buy some Telegram TON tokens, TON, the open network it stands for. It sounds like they managed to buy some of these tokens in the pre-sale for the Telegram ICO that I talked about. And I think they're now selling them on. Right, I don't know this for a fact, but to me it's the only explanation as to how they could have gotten their hands on some Telegram tokens. Now, the blog on the Bank to the Future website It basically says that they've been given an allocation in the Telegram token sale, and Telegram is a privacy-centric app with 180 million users, yada yada. If you would like to join our syndicate, it says, you will have to be a fully verified account on banktothefuture.com and be a non-US qualifying investor. Minimum participation is $100,000. Also note, if you want to invest less than $100,000, you need to have some Bank to the Future tokens, BFT tokens. So it says let them know, fill in this form if you want to participate, and they'll be closing their syndicate at 10 p.m. UTC on Tuesday the 13th of March. So wow, that's like tomorrow. So if you want to get involved in their syndicate, then get a move on. I'll give you the link to Bank to the Future in the show notes if you're interested in participating. Now there's tons more news come out today, but I'm out of time for this video. So thanks for joining me today, guys. If you like this episode, go ahead, hit that like button. If you're new around here, get subscribed. If you would like access to my very best material, head on over to my website. It's cryptoversity.com. Click on the courses button at the top, and you can take any one of my online cryptocurrency courses that I've created for your educational delight. Also, if you are in the vicinity of Las Vegas, tomorrow, Tuesday the 13th of March, I invite you to my Crypto Lambo meetup. I'll put the link to that in the show notes as well today, so if you like cryptocurrencies and Lamborghinis, come on down and we'll have some fun with it. That's all for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with, well, the Crypto Lambo meetup, potentially live stream. I'll do my best. Until then, guys, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.